shouldn't have waited 10 seconds to tell what's going on, everybody. Um, you got, we're gonna have to put together a behind the scenes episode. But,
No, we were talking about horse racing.
Yeah. And so, everybody, welcome to the show. It is time to breathe again on the latest BOFA Sports Webcast, streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. So, Patrick, lots to get to. And I guess, man, all right, could start. Well, let's start with what we have seen from the NBA and NHL playoffs. So it's still very young, of course. Most of the series have only played one game. A couple have played two. The NHL, they're going to have a couple. Well, they've had a couple play 2 games now. I know the Colorado-Dallas series, that they played 2 games already. That's going to be
there's another one that played 2 games.
Yeah, I think it's in the East.
No, Winnipeg played 2 games.
Yeah. Winnipeg and St. Louis have played 2 games. So, I mean, look, the Stanley Cup playoffs, you have heard us say it. You heard us say it last week. The Stanley Cup playoffs, probably the best playoffs out there, period. Not trying to knock any of the other sports. Baseball with their playoffs in the World Series, awesome. The NFL, awesome. NBA, awesome. But man, that Stanley Cup, something about those environments, something about watching those crowds get hyped up, and then the fights that happen. Shoot, of course, Patrick, I'm here in DC. Alex Ovechkin scored an overtime goal to give the Capitals a win over the Montreal Canadiens in the first game of their series. So lots of stuff going on with these playoffs. And if these first game or the first game or 2 of these series, if it's any indication, then it's going to be a great ride in both of these leagues.
I agree. I mean, look, don't get me wrong. As far as professionals, NHL is where it's at. I don't give a crap what it is. I mean, like, look, you said they're awesome, but man, environment-wise, yes, you got to be in the environment. But man, it's something about the NHL, man. It's just something about it when you watch it, even on TV. You kind of feel like you're a part of that environment. You know what I mean? And man, like I told you this many times, like if I make it to Montreal, I want to go to the furnace, dog. that is the dude. I get on YouTube and watch that opening almost every single year, man, and I'm just like, man, when they light that ice on fire, and it goes up, dude, I'm like, gotta go, man. You just don't get those. You don't get those kind of things. You can't get those things in baseball. You can't get those things in football, right? You can get with the new floors that they did many years ago. You can get it in baseball, but man, just something about how they do those opening scenes in hockey, man. It's just bomb. I mean, and look, don't get me wrong. In professional sports, hockey's where it's at, and all the other ones are just subpar.
You said it's compared to hockey though, man, because like you said, I am totally with you where you say you can watch it on TV and you just feel like you are part of that environment there. Mm-hmm. It is just it's a different intensity. It's just a little bit different in hockey, man. And I've told you, I've shared this with people. What's going on, Aaron?
What's up, Aaron?
I've shared this a few times where I've had the opportunity on the road home. You're in Indiana. You should stop at the Bucks and Pacers game, Aaron.
Yeah. Watch them Pacers win the series.
Yeah. But I mean, I've had the privilege to be at a couple of Stanley Cup playoff games in Dallas when I lived down there, and man, that crowd, because it's pretty intense even during the regular season. But man, and that you could just tell it's just something just so different when the playoffs hit and everybody's waving these towels. And like you said, the pregame is different. Like everything is just so.
They slap those glasses, man.
Yeah, yes. It's
The
like,
best,
oh,
dude.
these fans want blood. They're ready to come on the ice themselves. It's so great.
And it just watching them, it's like there's something about a hat trick, but man, there's something about a hat trick in the playoffs, dude.
Dude, hey, you remember Florida? Florida throws the rats.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there's just something about the playoffs, man. You gotta love hockey playoffs. Are we picking?
Man, I don't know. I mean, I guess.
They already have. I mean, look.
So I guess who do you have going in the Stanley Cup? I guess.
Oh God. There's three good teams from the Western Conference, and there's three good teams from the Eastern Conference that are just like, man, like.
And we don't necessarily have to pick, but just like, what are we looking for with this?
I mean, I would say I could see the Western Conference final. I'm going Stars and Golden Knights. That's who I had. And I think both of those teams are freaking good, you know. And in the Western, I was probably going Lightning and probably Carolina. Lightning and Carolina.
Before you keep on going there and said, tell my Bucks to get their crap together. Aaron, look, what's going on, Donovan? Yeah, I can see you in there.
Lightning winning it all. Lightning is good, man.
So Aaron, look, the Bucks have a lot of stuff to get together. Number one.
They need to go through a divorce.
Yeah.
Or two or three.
Dominic got the Lightning win. You know, look, all right, so Dominic, we're probably going to have a disagreement here because they're playing the Florida Panthers in the first round, and don't underestimate the heart of the champion, man. I mean, the Panthers, and they're getting people back too. I think I'm sorry, Dominic. I'm sorry. I'm trying not to, man. This is me just being as objective as possible. I promise. But you know, Dominic, look, the Florida Panthers. You know they're
good. They're good, but they got a target on their back.
Yeah. I mean, like you said, I'm not, Dominic. I promise I'm not. I'm sorry.
Hey, Dominic, I got him in the Eastern Conference Final. So
you got the Lightning?
Yeah,
the Lightning
and Hurricanes.
Oh goodness, yeah, the Hurricanes are good too. That Eastern Conference is going to be fun.
And that Eastern Conference is loaded. I mean, you got the Capitals, the Canadians. Both of those are good teams.
Toronto's dangerous.
Toronto is just freaking dominant all season.
So the Hurricanes ain't it. I mean, I don't know. Do you have? I mean, because Dallas is going to the Western Conference real quick. Dallas is going to be in the absolute battle with Colorado, man. I watched Game 2 yesterday of that series. Mm-hmm. Nathan McKinnon is so good.
Well, I mean, look. When it comes to hockey, we said this many times. You get a hot goalie, they can take you all the way to the finals. I mean, they could. Yeah. But I mean, be honest with you, Eastern Conference Finals, Western Conference Finals, select team, insert. Basically, because I mean, hockey there's such a small gap in talent from top to bottom. I mean, remember what was it, 3, 4, 5, 8, 20 years ago or whatever? The Kings, man, they'd come in 8th place and win the Stanley Cup, bro. It's just when you watch hockey, you're in it for 7 games. Dude, it doesn't matter if it's a 1 and 8. It doesn't matter if it's a 1 and 4 or if it's a 2 and 3. You're in it for 7 games. I mean, we can sit here and pick, and I guarantee you, not one of us would pick under 6 games on any of these. I can tell you right now, I would look at the Jets. I'd be surprised if the Jets swept the Blues. I'd be surprised.
St. Louis is good.
St. Louis is good, you know. But I mean, when I'm sitting here, you literally can just say, pick a team and insert it. Western Conference Final. Pick a team and insert Eastern Conference Finals, because there's such a lack of talent between the teams. And then if a team is off and they got a hot goalie who stops like 33 shots on goal and maybe only allows maybe one goal or something like that, that can win the game. You know what I mean? So it's hockey is such a beautiful sport, dude.
Yeah, because and like you said, that talent gap, it's not big. Like the talent is pretty well defined throughout the league. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and see, okay, so Dominic, on the Kings, and this isn't me disagreeing here. I am just sitting here. Look, they're playing the Oilers for the 4th season in a row in the first round.
Yeah.
These two just continuously battle. And that game yesterday, so that was so Patrick, so in between watching the basketball game, and we'll get to the basketball in a minute, the Clippers and Nuggets, that's going to be a great series. Like that might be the series of the first round in the NBA. But the Kings had a 4-0 lead. Edmonton came all the way back, and if you saw the 5th goal for the Oilers that Connor McDavid scored, that stupid, just a ridiculous goal. And then the Kings were able to get a winning goal with, I think, 30 or something seconds left to get them the game 1 win. But that series, the Avalanche and Stars, I think those two are going 7. Without a doubt, I think those two are going 7, and I think
Jets and Blues will go 6.
I think that'll be 6, and I think
Golden Knights and Wild will probably be 6 as well.
Yeah, I think that'll be 6. I think the Golden Knights will win that series.
Now, I will say this: out of all of them, I would say that one would probably be the one that I could see going 5.
Which one? Right. Golden Knights and Wild.
The Golden Knights and Wild. I can see that one going 5.
Dominic, call Patrick out for a disagreement. You got the Wild and the Kings in the Western Conference Finals. Call him out, Dominic. Call him. We'll see if he does. He just gonna be like, he'll probably be like, I'm not gonna do it because that would make you happy, Charles.
Yeah, if it puts a smile on your face, he'd be like,
yeah.
F Charles.
Yeah. So, yep, there it is. There it is. But man, I mean, this is gonna be fun watching these games. I mean, look, I can tell you this, Patrick. I'm gonna be up a lot of nights, and I know, and I know, like sometimes I'm just like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I can stay in here. It's coming up on 11 o'clock, and I'm on the East Coast, of course. Goodness, it's coming up on midnight. All right, well, man, let's get this popcorn and continue. Ooh, you know what?
Well, I mean, we used to have one, and to be honest with you, as much as it would be good to have one in Atlanta, nobody likes hockey in Atlanta like that. Nobody likes hockey in Georgia like that. I mean, you have to be really sold on a hockey team in Georgia, and as long as football is doing what it's doing with the Bulldogs and Atlanta Braves are halfway decent, they're not going to spend their money to go to a hockey game. As much as I would like to see it, the way that who is it? Arthur Blank, the way he has that soccer team going right now, we wouldn't be able to. Atlanta couldn't hold another sport in that city right now.
and look, and I guess it does depend, because I know there was when the Minnesota North Stars came down to Dallas, people were wondering if that would work. And I mean, I can tell you from living down there in Dallas, they are really passionate about the Stars. That part is, and so I mean, I guess it just depends on, and maybe you can tell me more about this, Patrick, being from Georgia. I don't know, and like you said, maybe this is an author blank issue as well. I don't really know if there was. I don't know if there was resources really put in to the Atlanta Thrashers when they were there. Like you could feel it like in Dallas. Like they were putting resources into this to see that it would work. Even the teams in Florida, Tampa Bay and the Panthers, you see where they're putting those resources there.
Yeah, there was no money. There was no money for the Thrashers. I mean, if you look even with the Thrashers, it's been such a long time ago. I don't even remember even the three lines that Atlanta ran, but they weren't anywhere near top tier. You know, you have to go and get top tier players for people to want to come and watch, right? And look at what Dallas Stars did. Look at the Bruins. Look at what they did. Look at what Montreal did. You name all these other teams and what they went out and did and got their top two lines with that third line, and then you get two blue liners that can help play a little bit of defense. Atlanta Thrashers never did that. They played with that second tier just to have a hockey team, and all the money went to football. Now all the money goes to football and soccer, and you know, obviously we got another owner for the Braves, and the Braves are starting to pick up a little bit, but I mean, the Braves don't even have that thump in the lineup anymore. You know what I mean? So Atlanta just can't afford another team like that for us to have a Thrashers again. They just can't afford it.
All right, so Dominic, we will get to the NFL draft in a minute. Now, all right, you know, my team is the 49ers. You know, Patrick's team is the Falcons. So hopefully you don't hate me for that either.
Look, I don't even have to say anything because you know what we're working with. We got Kirk freaking Cousins.
I think that's Penix's job.
It is Penix's job, but we got to get rid of that guy. Cancer. He's cancer.
So we're going to get to the NFL draft in a little bit, but before we get there, so out of the NBA, did anything catch your eye from the first couple of games? I know I mentioned the Clippers Nuggets series. I think that one's going 7 games.
I mean, the way the Thunder is thumping the Grizzlies, man, that one might be a sweep. Hell, that one might be in 3 games.
You think? Hey, they might mercy rule.
Yeah, they're gonna mercy rule them and just be like, look, there's no point in a 4th game. You just take it 3. I mean, dude, they are thumping the Grizzlies. Like, what was that? 51 points, game 1. Oh my god! They went on, dude. At one point, didn't they have like a 25-point run? 25-0 run.
They were up by, I think, by 58 points at one point. Man, I mean, it was bad. I mean, like you said, that final score was 131-80. Right now, as I look, they're up 52-7 or 70-52 at halftime.
Yeah.
The Thunder looking pretty good. Let's see. So they're the 1-8. They would play the winner of that Clippers Nuggets matchup.
Yeah.
And
that Clippers Nuggets might go 7, dude. That was it. Both of those games were good. Game 1 went overtime, right? Game 2 didn't go overtime, did it?
No, it was regulation. But I tell you what, Kawhi Leonard is reminding people when he is healthy, he's one of the best players in the league.
Yeah.
Like his issues, he just has not been able to stay healthy for any sustained amount of time. And this is going the last 4 or 5 years. And so
I do gotta say this. Okay. What is it with Golden State and Houston and how Houston could be ranked no matter what and Golden State beats them?
They have their number right now. Yeah. Like it just does not matter. Like you said, it doesn't matter the year. It doesn't matter the players. It's like right now, Houston has to find a way to get past that mental block of beating Golden State. I give Houston a shot. I know Golden State won game one. I see you, Dominic. It's going to be hard to argue that one. I tend to think Boston will get Banner 19-2 as long as everybody. Well, damn, we agree. But I know. But it's going to be tough to beat Boston as long as they stay healthy.
Yeah.
And that's on Kristaps Porzingis mostly. Now, Jason Tatum, he's got a little issue right now. I think he was listed as doubtful for game 2.
Was that ball he took in game 1?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so we'll see how that goes. But Porzingis, like that is the key. When Porzingis is in that lineup, Boston is they're different, man.
They're tough, man.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I don't see anyone beating them in the East. I don't. I know it's been good, but I don't see anyone beating Boston.
Yeah, Boston is a good team, man. I mean, like we talked last week we talked about Cleveland, but I mean, again, as good as Cleveland is, can they win? They can beat Boston. Question is can they beat them in a series? That's the question. Cleveland is a good team. They're good enough to beat Boston, but are they good enough to beat Boston in a series? That's always going to be the question with that. I tend to think that they can handle the Heat, but after the Heat, they're going to get the Pacers. You know what I mean? And
because we both have them beating the Bucks.
What's that?
We both have them beating the Bucks, and so
yeah. So that's going to be tough, dude. Coming in after the Heat, then you have to take on the Pacers, and then you get the winner of the Knicks, Pistons, Celtics. So then you're probably going to run into the Celtics, and then after the Celtics, you got Thunder.
Yeah,
dude. And that's just ranked 1. I mean, I'm not saying that the Thunder is going to go all the way to the finals, but I mean, dude, you're dealing with the Thunder, Nuggets, Clippers, Warriors, Rockets, one of those teams. That's tough.
Well, Dominic is saying the Thunder will not make it to the Thunder, or the Thunder won't make it to the Thunder. The Thunder won't make it to the finals. So, Dominic, who do you have coming out of the West? Let us know. Because let's see, because that Clippers Nuggets, that's going to be a battle. Look, if you get that Minnesota team that showed up in game 1, the Lakers are in trouble. They're in major trouble. Now, both of us, we picked the Lakers to win that series because we didn't think Minnesota was going to do that. Yeah, we didn't think Minnesota, because the Lakers have no size. They have 0 size inside.
Mm-hmm. And they took advantage of that for 4 quarters.
Right. And so, because you could take advantage. So the team that doesn't have any size, you could do 3 things. You can beat them up on the offensive glass,
which they did.
Yes. You can get inside and penetrate, dribble penetration. Mm-hmm. Or you have a post presence that you can just throw the ball down in there and just dominate. And Minnesota really, so I guess my thinking with the Lakers winning that series is, so besides Anthony Edwards, Minnesota doesn't really have anybody who can penetrate like that. Sometimes Mike Conley can do it, but as a team, they don't really have dudes who can get in there and penetrate like that, create that dribble penetration. They really don't have that post presence either. I guess the best one they do have is Julius Randle, but most of the time he's fading away from the basket, and you're not going to throw it down to Rudy Gobert. He doesn't really have that type of game. And so, what you mentioned, the offensive glass, Minnesota was crushing the Lakers.
Yeah, dude, at one point I turned it off of the game, and they had 23 second chance points or something crazy like that. And I was like, if you're going to get that kind of offensive rebound or offensive rebounds, man, that's a hard team to beat, And on what Dominic said, he has the Nuggets and Celtics. I mean, that's where I'm leaning, Nuggets and Celtics. I mean, I look at it. Thunder's a good team, but I still feel like they're about a year away. And they're young, and I mean, they can prove me wrong. I think they do have the talent to go to the finals, but I don't think that they're quite mindset ready for that yet. And again, dude, when you got Jokic on your team, dude, how do you go against that? You know what I mean? So I mean, I like the Nuggets Celtics finals pick is where I'm leaning. Just they got to get past Clippers first, and the Clippers are probably going to be the harder team to beat. And they match up really well against either one of the Thunder or the Grizzlies. They match up really well against either one of them. So
I think Dominic got some hate toward the Thunder. He said they are not making it to the finals in the next 10 years. Man, the Thunder, they got a squad, though.
They do.
The Thunder are deep as well. They go 10, 11 deep on this bench, and that defensive pressure they come with, they can swallow you up. And so I mean, it's going to be a battle coming out of the Western Conference. We know that. I mean, it is, the Western Conference is always loaded, and so
it's pretty much the Celtics to lose in the Eastern. So
yeah, he said they rely on their era. Oh boy. Well, look, we're going to move on to the NFL draft, but hey, you know us, we'll be keeping an eye on these playoffs, and I think both of them are going to be really exciting. Lots of long nights watching these games coming up in the next month and a half or so. So Patrick, NFL draft, that's Thursday, starting Thursday anyway, in Green Bay this year. Dominic is going in on the Thunder, man. Yeah, look, SGA got a really good chance. I think Nikola Jokic will win it again, but if SGA wins,
he's like he has to lose too.
Yeah.
I mean, the dude is like a freaking triple-double machine.
Yeah.
And he's not even trying. He's like, I just want to go pet my horses.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna throw up, 33 25 points, 30 rebounds, 12 blocks, 14 assists, 12 steals. I'll just do a 5-duple-double or whatever they call it. And then we'll go home and chill.
So the NFL draft is Thursday night, or starts Thursday night, and it is in Green Bay this year. I think this is a deep draft, especially when you look at what is available on both sides of the line of scrimmage, offensive line.
Yeah. This is probably one of the better drafts I've seen in a while.
Yes, running back is deep as well. Oh, and go figure. See, look what Saquon Barkley did. Now all of a sudden the running backs are valuable again. Go figure. Oh my gosh, right? I still don't understand how we got to that point. Yes, Dominic, the Eagles, they figured it out. You know what the Eagles are going to do, Dominic? They're going to find the first 4 Georgia players.
There you go. There you go. They figured it out. They went to Georgia, picked up all the players. We win national championships. That's how it rolls. Just saying.
That's what Howie Rose was going to do. But that dude, he is hit.
He's sitting here going,
what
Taylor Walker, baby? Where's he at?
He said you're secretly an Eagles
fan. You know what? As of right now, they might be the second best team, in my opinion.
You root for the Bulldogs that are on there.
Nothing wrong with that. I'm a dog.
But yeah, Howie Roseman and the Eagles, they have hit. And it's not just draft either. Like whatever moves that they make as well in free agency, they have hit. Those players just fit what they are trying to do. And you're also patient. You got to give the Eagles credit for this too. They stayed patient with Nick Sirianni. There have been a lot of rumblings about Nick Sirianni being fired. And they said, no, this is our guy. We're going to ride with it. And now the Eagles have the best team in the league. And it's going to be hard to see a team knock them off right now because the Eagles don't really have a weakness. Offense, the quarterback is good. We know what they have at running back with Saquon. receivers with A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert at tight end. Oh, by the way, probably the best offensive line in football.
And most important, contracts are locked.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
It's the Eagles are in probably one of the best positions you can be in. You got your offensive, you got your defensive, and your contracts are taken care of. Nobody's going anywhere. You know what I mean? So
you have your core locked up for at least the next couple of seasons, and I mean it's and the Eagles are good. They are strong looking, and so now you have all these teams chasing them. As far as the players go, Patrick, and I think we talked about this briefly, but if we didn't, we can go ahead and get it on record right now. Now, me personally, I think Travis Hunter is the best player available in the draft.
I don't care what I need. He'd go. If I'm the one, I'm picking him. I don't care what I need. A dual threat, offensive, defensive player. I'm good. I'll take him all day, every day. If I can get 53 of them, just like him.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I'm with you. Like because the Tennessee Titans, they're sitting at number 1. I would pick Travis Hunter all day, every day. Now they're probably going to select Cam Ward. I just think this quarterback class is something you can pass on. I think you can wait till next year when the quarterbacks that quarterback class seemingly will look a little bit stronger for next year's draft. Cam Ward, Shedeur Sanders, Jackson Dart, even my dude Quinn Ewers and Jalen Milroe. It's not a lot there with that. Not a lot there with that at all. I just think with these teams, because you're going to have a lot of these teams. You got Tennessee at number 1, Cleveland is number 2, and then the New York Giants are number 3. And if you go and you overreach, which it looks like Tennessee is going to overreach for one of these quarterbacks.
Surely not. I mean, I can see them doing it. I can see them taking Cam Ward.
Yeah, they're taking Cam Ward. I'm pretty certain they're gonna take this dude because they're one of those teams, Patrick, who just never get right. And the reason why they never get it right is because they're always missing on these draft picks. Yeah. They took Will Levis a couple of years ago. How did that work out for them? And we said, like, Will Levis is not. He wasn't a pro quarterback, man. He wasn't ready for all that. And Tennessee went ahead and got him anyway. To your comment, Dominic, Jahai Campbell. So that's the linebacker out of Alabama. If he goes to Tampa Bay, so Tampa Bay, that's another team that has quietly built up. Like, they got a good team down there.
Yeah.
And so if they are able to build up, because they do need a little bit of help on the linebacking core. If they're able to get that linebacking core together, Tampa Bay is dangerous as well. God Campbell, I mean, that speaks to the depth. Like, I think this is a defensive draft as well. I think there's a lot of talent on defense, particularly when you look at the secondary. There's some good corners out there that can take it.
Yeah, and Tampa Bay doesn't have they don't pick until they got 19th pick.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's not like so if I'm the Giants, so if Tampa Bay, or it's not Tampa Bay, if Tennessee does decide to pick Cam Ward, then if I'm the Giants, I move up. I try to see what the Browns are going to do, depending on what the Browns, if they want to take a dual Carter, the lineman out of Penn State. I would move up and I would take Travis Hunter in a heartbeat. And because you already got Stafford.
Do you think they're going to take Carter, though? Do you think the Browns will take Carter? Do they need an edge like that?
I think they could look at it from the standpoint they can have somebody to team up on the other end with Myles Garrett. And
dude, I bet the Browns take Jalen Walker, dude.
You think so?
They need a linebacker, though, dude.
Yeah, see, so the Browns, because I look at it, the reason why I think they would take a dual Carter is because of their division. They're facing Lamar Jackson and Joe Burrow twice a year. They need to get pressure on them dudes.
Yeah, that's a good point. They need that pressure coming off. Yeah, that makes sense.
Because when you make these picks, a lot of times you're looking at it, or I guess if I was a NFL GM, I'm looking at it from the standpoint of who is in my division. So if I'm the Cleveland Browns GM and I know I have, like in most seasons, the AFC North is one of the toughest divisions to play in. So I got the Baltimore Ravens, Pittsburgh Steelers, and Cincinnati Bengals I have to see twice a year. Mm-hmm. And at least Baltimore and Cleveland, I don't know what the hell Pittsburgh's doing at the quarterback spot. But at least because they got Mason Rudolph signed. Remember, Russell Wilson is with the Giants, and Justin Fields went to the Jets. So I don't know if they're still trying to wait for Aaron Rodgers, which I would never put myself in that position to wait for Aaron Rodgers anyway. But but at the very least, as you look at this division right now, you are facing Lamar Jackson twice a year, Joe Burrow twice a year. You got to get pressure on those dudes and make things tough on them. And so that's why I can see Cleveland going ahead and taking Abdul Carter. And if that does happen, if you're the Giants, you have to take. To me, that's a no-brainer. You have to take Travis Hunter. You have to get him. Because as a matter of fact, because the Giants, they're another team, always messing up at the quarterback. And so why don't you go ahead and build the team up? I don't understand where we got to this point of it's all about the quarterback when football is the ultimate team sport. I don't understand that. I don't understand a lot of these positions that are out there, Patrick. I don't understand how we got to the point where it's all about the quarterback. I don't understand how we got to a point where the running back position has just become super, super, super devalued. Well, Saquon Barkley did what he did, and
well, he's making a statement for that position again, and somebody needed to.
Yeah,
I mean, long was the days that we had Barry Sanders and Emmitt Smith doing what they were doing, making that position a high valued position, and now all of a sudden, they're just glorified blockers in the backfield, and put a body on him for half a second and then just roll out for a pass. I mean, that's all they do. I mean, and Barkley, he's changing the game again. He's making that a high valued position again, and I love it. I love the running back position though.
But remember, Patrick, you remember, it was to the point, which again, asinine, super, super asinine how we got here. But it was to the point where people were on TV, draft analysts, draft insiders, whatever the hell you want to call them, whatever fancy job title you want to call them, over here saying there's no way I would take a running back with a first round pick.
Yeah.
How crazy is that? Look, the bottom line is I don't care because look, I get it. The running back position is one where you will normally have 2 or 3 running backs in a system. That does not mean there aren't special running backs out there. And if you get the chance to get a special running back, a guy who has separated himself from the others, you got to take him. Yeah. If you have the opportunity, especially if you need a running back, you have to take him.
Yeah, and the two that's on the board right now with Genty and Hampton, those are 2 good running backs, dude.
You gotta take those.
You gotta have that opportunity to take them. So yeah, I mean, look. If Travis Hunter is available at the 3rd pick, you're absolutely right. The Giants have got to take him. If he's not, let's just say hypothetically he's not, you might need to lean towards Janty at that point because it is a high valued position. It really should be.
Yeah,
But
and then the Steelers. So I guess with the Steelers, because the Steelers, Dominic, the Steelers have some questions. Like
they need to fill a lot of positions.
They're at a crossroads right now. The Steelers need to figure out. Well, we know they got to figure out the quarterback situation. Running back, they have Warren. Yeah, I think they kept Warren. I want to say Najee Harris went to the Chargers. Could be wrong on that. Fact check me on that. But I want to say Najee Harris went to the Chargers. So that would be a really good pick for the Steelers if they were able to take Hampton. But they're in this weird spot, Patrick, because they have Mike Tomlin as the coach. They're not getting past the first round every year. They're not. They can make the playoffs, but they're not doing anything with it. Now,
Harris went to the Chargers, and Bedell backs him up.
Okay, yeah. So yeah,
Ron Haskins is the third string.
So if the Steelers do take Hampton, that could help. But I don't have any faith in the Steelers' play calling right now to make things work. The offense just seems stuck, and I don't know if it's because of the quarterback play or if it's the play calling. I think it's probably a little bit of both.
Dude, what are you talking about? The Steelers got Mason Rudolph, man.
That's an easy 10 points a game, Patrick. That's what they're going to average.
Mason Rudolph, dude.
You can only put so much on the Steelers defense to sit there and keep them in it. And that's the point. Like, they're going to have to figure some things out because next year, if they have another one of these seasons where they're around 9-8, 10-7, and they get bounced out in the first round, I think changes are coming. I don't know if Mike Tomlin gets another year because you're stagnant now.
Yeah, but you know what we say. You know how it is in Pittsburgh. They don't
like change.
They do not like change. They don't fire their coaches. So, Tomlin will probably stay there for one more year. He will probably have to give their 2-week notice. He's like, this will be my 2-week notice, and they're like, whoa. Yeah, how about a 2-year notice, and we'll go from there.
We'll be keeping an eye on the draft before, I guess, when it starts on Thursday. Let's see. As Dominic said, I have 4 people the Steelers should probably take. Yeah,
Hampton would be the best out of those 4, in my personal opinion.
Yeah, and if you can get one of those quarterbacks in there, I say why not at that point. And if you get them with like a 2nd or 3rd round draft choice, because that's where I think Jalen Milroe, Jackson Dart, I've been hearing it could go either way with him. He could be a 1st round pick. I've heard he may go to the Saints at number 9. And then I've heard that he may not go to the 3rd day or 2nd day, maybe like 3rd round pick, 2nd or 3rd round pick. So Tom is not bringing back Ben Roethlisberger.
Jackson Dart is one of those guys that he's gonna play the draft the way he plays. He's either awesome and he'll give you 6 touchdowns and no interceptions, 480 yards passing, and that's a 1st round pick, or he's gonna give you 3rd round pick numbers and he'll go 1 touchdown for 3 interceptions and 87 yards.
So before we move on, Patrick, you being the Falcons fan, what do you want the Falcons to address? Well, besides the Kirk Cousins thing.
I think I would really like the Falcons to address some corners, to be honest with you. They really need to get their secondary in check because we would be in games and then somebody would throw over our head, and we just don't have the corners to support that. We don't have no safeties to support the secondary, and our secondary is really slow. I know we picked up a few in some trades and some. I know we picked up a few like maybe a corner. I think we picked up a corner. But it's gonna take some really good corners and some secondaries. We need some linebackers too. To be honest with you, we need some linebackers. We need some corners. We need some safety. It wouldn't even hurt to even have us another pass rusher or two, because we couldn't get to the quarterback at all last year. And even with Kirk Cousins had that problem where he went 7 games without scoring a touchdown. That hurt. But I think we need to pick up. I think we need to address the defense, and in particular the secondary. Now I don't see the Falcons picking up another quarterback. We're going to probably run with Penix and then get a secondary quarterback. I mean, I can't imagine us paying Kirk Cousins $130 million to be a secondary, to be a backup quarterback. I see him going, and then we'll pick up somebody to fill the spot. But I think we're going to run Penix.
And so for me being a 49ers fan, so personally, I wouldn't mind the 49ers taking Milroe, only because of this. So if we're going to pay Brock Purdy, let's have another guy back there, a young quarterback back there who could develop. And Purdy is still young too, of course. But yeah, I guess we're nothing else more than like an insurance policy. Let's go ahead. Let's keep that position young. Let's keep that bad boy developing. And so if whatever happens with Purdy, if he does get this ridiculous deal, then we have a person just in case, because you never know of what could happen. But we can have someone who's developing there underneath him. And of course, with Shanahan calling the plays, he'll be in good hands there. Well, until you get to certain situations. Also, I would like to see the defense. Our defense got raided. It got raided in free agency. We lost the corner, Travarius Ward. We lost Shafonka, the safety. We lost Trey Greenlaw at linebacker. So I think we need some secondary help there.
Didn't we take it as a corner from y'all?
You might have. I know Ward went to the Colts. So I don't know if the other one. I know we re-signed Lenore. And Dominic, yes, you're right. We do need another pass rusher on Nick Bosa's side. Jalen Walker. Yeah, let's get a Georgia boy.
Yeah.
And
follow the Eagles, man.
Yeah.
They got the path.
And yes, we could use another receiver too, because Deebo Samuel was traded to here in Washington to the Commanders. So yeah, maybe we can get another receiver. IU, Juwan Jennings, Ricky Pearsall, they're gonna have to step their game up too. Yeah, I mean, I'll say this, man, the 49ers roster, there needs some work. And normally in most years, 49ers rosters is one of the best in the league. Not quite there right now. So you're going to have to do some work in the draft. So Patrick, before we head on out, and of course, we'll be keeping an eye on the draft when it starts on Thursday. Why are you shaking your head? What happened?
Pass ball.
Oh, the Braves.
The Braves.
Oh, Patrick, stop. Stop it, Patrick.
Oh, dude, we were up 4-2.
Stop. Patrick, they've been rolling, all right? Like, they swept the Twins, and they beat – who did they beat yesterday?
We are still below 500, and we should be – at this level, there is no excuse for a pass ball unless Randy Johnson is pitching, and he don't pitch anymore.
It's still April. But
I don't care.
So before we head on out, there's a couple of topics we got to get to. Patrick, man, we got to bring the STFU club back. We have a automatic inductee coming in here.
Never happened before, so you're witnessing BOFA sports history right here.
Yes, if you have not seen this show lately, it has been the first time in a while we have had just an automatic just rolling to the STFU club. For those who might not know what STFU means, it means shut the F up. But Nico Harrison, general manager for the Dallas Mavericks, continuously does these media sessions trying to justify why he traded Luka Doncic to the LA Lakers. Now, Patrick, of course, the reason of if you're going to go with the defense wins championships mantra, there's nothing wrong with that because we'll be the first one to say that ourselves. But if you're going to continuously say this because you know you were getting crushed at every turn, whether Luka's coming back to Dallas, dropping 45 points on your team, and you got the crowds and the fans down there in Dallas having fire Nico chants all over the place. You can't look at some point you just gotta let it go. You just gotta let it be. But not Nico. Not Nico, Patrick. Check out what he said yesterday when he had I guess this is the end of the year news conference because the Mavericks, they lost in the play-in tournament to the Memphis Grizzlies. And he said this when asked a question about Luka in terms of his importance to the fan base. This is a direct quote now. I knew Luka was important to the fan base. I didn't quite know it to what level. What? What you mean?
Dude, I said this to you right before the show. There's only one statistic you have to look at, and it ain't even on the court statistics. How many jersey sales did this dude say? That's it.
What? You're the general manager. How you're at the games? How are you?
You're looking at the reports.
Yeah.
Like, how are you the one that does not know this? And on top of that, you have a TV. I know you do. Did you see the pissed off fans all across Texas? I'm just saying. I saw them. I don't even have any ownership of the team, and I saw it. I'm just saying.
What? What do you? No, dude. STFU club.
STFU, Nico, shut up.
Newest inductee to the club is Nico Harrison. That is wild that you would say that.
We would roll the credits on everybody that we have in the STFU club, but we'd be here for a couple of minutes.
Right.
Maybe we should do that. Maybe we should write them all down and then just newest member of the STFU club, honorable mentions.
Yeah, roll them credits. Yes,
roll them credits. Roll what is that one commercial? That bean, roll that beautiful bean footage.
Yeah. Dominic asks, "Are we going to go live during the draft?" We don't plan on it. Now, it depends on how these schedules work out as well. Like normally we are doing the Tuesday shows. What I can tell you, Dominic, is there could be some shows like later on in the week in the future. But for the draft, no, we didn't have any plans on going live.
I will say this though, we will talk about it for next year.
Yeah, we'll
talk about it for next year. I mean, I would love to make fun of all those people who
are overreaching for quarterbacks.
Overreaching for quarterbacks, overreaching for everything, and just laugh at them. Ooh, we could do it like Dave Chappelle did the race draft.
The race draft.
Sounds like a great idea to me.
What did he say? He said, "Look, we'll give you this guy, but you got to give us him and them." They're like, "Oh hell no, y'all ain't getting him and them." Yeah. Oh goodness.
What is he? What is the white guy's name? They say. He goes, "Tron, you can't play a player."
Yeah. Oh goodness. Hey, real quick, just a quick little thing about this Mavericks thing. What do you think Mark Cuban is thinking, man? Because there's no way he would have signed off on that trade. No way.
No, he wouldn't have signed off on the trade, but the fact of the matter is that he signed off on the selling of the Mavericks, so
he doesn't have much of a say so.
He is irrelevant. He is, at this point, I would say he's like that 10. You remember the 10-year rule we have? If you haven't won a championship in the past 10 years, it's irrelevant.
Yes,
that's him. Mark Cuban, yeah. Dominic, yeah, that's what he's doing. He's just counting his money. He is Mayweather in it at the house.
Ugh, Floyd Mayweather. Last topic before we. I just think Floyd Mayweather. Look, I get it. He's never lost a fight, but the dude, he dodges fights so much. Man, whatever, man.
Charles, would you dodge fights if you could?
No. Look,
I would. If I got paid, I would be like, I don't have to fight.
No, stop.
Hey, look, what I said. This $1 million high five right there, baby.
Patrick, you know at your core, you're about that competition. So if you can see that
at my core, but at my other core, I'm about my payday. I have two cores, Charles. I have two cores.
Yes, that is true, Dominic. Yes, Luka and Trae Young were traded on draft night. Yes, they were.
Yeah, but we got Trae Young. We didn't get Anthony Davis.
You still? I guess Trae Young is at least on the court. That's true.
Trae Young's on the court. That's all I can say.
So, Patrick, before we hop on out, let's jump on some sports betting stuff here because, look, the UFL, all right, the United Football League, some spring football is going on, and I'm sure whoever's watching this is like, man, what the hell, spring football? What are you talking about, Charles? There's a good reason for this. So, one of the announcers during one of these games between the St. Louis Battlehawks and the Arlington Renegades, Roy Philpott is his name, ESPN commentator. The Renegades were up 22-15, and the Battlehawks were driving for a score, and then all of a sudden, the Renegades got a fumble or interception, 100 yards for a touchdown, and the announcer said, somehow the over hit. Significant to some, which is what Scott Van Pelt says on his show all the time. He's got a whole section on his show called Bad Beats. And I bring Scott Van Pelt up among others. And it's nothing against Scott Van Pelt. I actually like Scott Van Pelt's show. So this isn't one of these things where
one of the very few we like off of ESPN.
Exactly. Like, this isn't one of these things where we're just picking on Scott Van Pelt. But he and a lot of other people throughout media, period. Betting is here, y'all. Like, I mean, there are countless shows and even networks dedicated to sports betting. So for people to get mad, to complain about Roy Philpott's comment, it's dumb. It's stupid. It is completely and utterly dumb. When you think about all the commercials that are out there advertising betting, how many bet MGM? You can watch one of these games right now. If someone can sit there telling me they were watching the Bucks Pacers game tonight, tell me how many betting commercials came on.
I would love that. FanDuel came on,
yeah.
DraftKings came on, ESPN Bet came on, and probably something from MGM Grand.
Yeah, Bet MGM. Yes.
Yep.
Can someone tell me? I mean, I'm just saying because look, what's the over under on that? I want to know that. And so, for people to sit here and try to act like, well, we know it is about some betting, but we can't just be blatantly obvious with it. Are you kidding me? It is all over the place. Yeah. There's advertisements all over the place, whole shows, whole networks dedicated to sports betting, dedicated to gambling. So now all of a sudden, Roy Philpott says his comment during UFL football, and now we want to put the layers of the onion back on this old onion? What? Why? For what?
For no reason. Look, it's like this. What everybody needs to understand is betting is here. It is here to stay. It's just like the NIL. It's here. It's here to stay. So you might as well get comfortable in it. You might as well go ahead and own it. Understand that it's going to be here, and get your wallet out, put some money in it, and do some betting. Dude, I love it. I mean, like, I don't do the traditional betting like how we used to do. We get on Yahoo Sports and we would pick our football lines, and we'd be in 15 different fantasy teams, and I ain't got time for all of that, right? When FanDuel came out, somebody got injured, take them out my line, put somebody else in, play. I mean, you place $1 on a bet, you have an opportunity to win 100,000. I'm good with that. I don't have to take my time to see what injuries are. I just look at the little bubble on the side that says injured, so I don't pick him. That's it. Gambling has came a long way, and we just need to understand that it's here, and we need to be able to make comments about it. I mean, it was like, what was it? Remember when ESPN used to be, we're not the bias, don't pick your favorite team. Look at what they're doing now. Everybody will let you know who their favorite team is now. And I'm good with it. As a matter of fact, I like ESPN more now than I ever have because of that. So just
which isn't much.
Yeah, which isn't much at all. Don't get me wrong. Stephen A. Smith made sure I don't like it. So I will say it was actually quite comical when LeBron James confronted him. I thought it was pretty funny. But
yeah, you talk about two huge egos. Golly.
Talk about drama. I'm like, I guess they're getting a divorce.
Yeah.
Yes, that honeymoon's over. But I mean, look, gambling's here. It's here to stay. We might as well just go ahead and warm up to it, get used to it, and gamble.
Well, and you're right. But my thing is, Patrick, we can't pick and choose the times when we want to be embracing of it, and now all of a sudden it's, I don't know if we want to be this blatant. You on that comment, like ESPN during these games, when they have these games, these UFL games, they have a sports betting analyst there with them as the game is going along, talking about where the lines are hitting, how many touchdowns are going to be scored. Give me a break.
Yeah. I mean, I remember when there only used to be 3 topics that nobody wanted to talk about: religion, sex, and politics. Now it's religion, sex, politics, and betting. What? That didn't make sense.
And all that is out of conveniency too, because people will sit there and be like, oh, like, especially when it comes to sex, oh, I'm so dirty. But you did this. Oh, no, I don't want to touch that. No. I don't do dirty at all. Really?
What did Kevin Hart say? This is, you eat ass face?
Yeah. You're giving the dookie look, right? Well, Patrick, before the show goes careening off of a cliff.
We're heading that way. Just letting you know.
But what is going on for Bro Epic?
Well, so first of all, go check out our channels at the official Bro Epic and on YouTube at Bro Epic. It is a parents versus kids challenge that we do to get kids and parents off of their mobile devices and outside and playing. So that's really what this show is about. We do a thing called Monday Morning Motivation. So we do that. Tuesdays and Thursdays, we do our tournaments, which we are doing Tetris Tumble right now. So we're doing that as our 1v1 challenge. And I am trying my best to get that show edited out from our Parents versus Kids Dodgeball. I'm hoping that it'll be out Friday. I know I said that last Friday because that's when it was due. I just still have not gotten it finished yet, so I'm pushing for this Friday. But that's all the things that's coming up. We have a few other things that's going to be coming in. Parents versus Kids Kickball, that's going to be fun. And a few other things after that.
Yeah, and again, that parents kids challenges, buddy.
Dude, I can't wait for people to see this last one, dude. We waxed them. I had to host and play, dude. I was bombing that ball. I was like, go eat dinner.
nice way to put
Bombing
it.
them kids.
Nice way to put it.
No
But so for both the sports, so yes, other shows are in the discussion, and I know Dominic, you had asked about us going live during the draft. They said there's no plans for that, but we have done. I don't think you were on as much when we did do a few Thursday afternoon shows, some Friday afternoon shows. So that is in the conversations to see if that will be coming back. The shorties also, we got to get back onto those. And I have started looking at clips to commemorate the 500th show. So look for that to come on out. I don't have a timeline yet because there's a lot that I got to go through. But
and we've had some stuff.
Yeah. So, but look for that show to come on up. Yes, I get it. We'll be on episode 510 or 515.
Peter.
But look for that as well. And then, of course, you can also catch us on the podcast forums wherever you listen to your favorites. So until the next time, y'all, this is the conclusion. This is what we are breathing on for tonight's episode of the BOFA Sports Webcast. So y'all make sure y'all visit BOFA Sports YouTube channel, smash that subscribe button, follow the BOFA Sports Facebook page. Everybody enjoy these games. We got the NBA and NHL playoffs going on. Fun times, first round. Enjoy. And it's going to be a fun month and a half to 2 months. So in both of these leagues, the NFL draft is coming up as well on Thursday. So get to watch that, enjoy that. Whoever's having the draft parties and all that good stuff, everybody enjoy that. And just take care of each other. And outside of that, everybody take care. And we will be back next week. I'll take it easy.